stop. All pictures coincide in meaning with the text, even if it seems that this is not the case. If you are interested, write a comment and I will decipher the meaning of the picture you need. Philosophy often seems like something reserved for deep thinkers or ancient texts, but in reality, many of its concepts can directly improve our daily lives. Today we'll dive into some practical philosophical ideas that can help us handle stress, make better decisions, and find more meaning in our daily routines. Let's take these ancient principles and see how they fit into modern life. 1. Focus on what you can control. One of the central ideas of Stoic philosophy is focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we can't. Think about a typical day. Maybe your commute is delayed, or it starts raining when you plan to spend the day outdoors. Instead of getting frustrated, Stoicism teaches us to focus on how we react. We can't change the weather or control every situation, but we can control our attitude. By letting go of what's beyond our control, we reduce unnecessary stress and feel more at peace. Practical tip: next time something unexpected happens, pause, breathe, and ask, is this something I can control? If not, try to accept it and shift your focus to what you can change. 2. Live with purpose. Aristotle's eudaimonia. Aristotle introduced the idea of eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or living well. This philosophy suggests that the goal of life is not simply to seek pleasure, but to live in a way that brings meaning and fulfillment. For Aristotle, this meant pursuing activities that align with our strengths, values, and the well-being of those around us. This idea helps us move beyond a life of distractions and into one where we feel purpose-driven. Practical tip: identify a few core values that matter to you, like kindness, growth, or curiosity. Try to align your actions with these values and observe how this shift brings more satisfaction to your daily life. 3. Practice mindfulness. Buddhist influence. Mindfulness is about being fully present and engaged in the moment. This philosophy originates from Buddhism, but is widely practiced worldwide. By focusing on the now, we often find clarity, reduce anxiety about the future, and release regrets about the past. When we bring our full attention to each moment, even simple tasks become meaningful and satisfying. Practical tip: take a few minutes each day to focus on your breathing or notice your surroundings. This mindful practice can help ground you, making daily tasks feel less like chores and more like opportunities for presence. 4. Embrace imperfection. Wabi-Sabi. The Japanese philosophy of Wabi-Sabi finds beauty in imperfection. It reminds us that life is fleeting and imperfect, and that's what makes it beautiful. In a world obsessed with perfection, Wabi-Sabi teaches us to appreciate things as they are, including ourselves. This approach helps reduce the pressure to meet unrealistic standards and encourages acceptance of our flaws. Practical tip: instead of aiming for perfection in everything, try to appreciate progress and growth. Whether it's a creative project, your appearance, or a goal you're working on, remind yourself that flaws make the journey unique. 5. The power of small changes. Kaizen. Kaizen is the Japanese philosophy of continuous improvement through small, consistent changes. It's often used in business, but it applies to personal life too. Instead of aiming for drastic changes, Kaizen encourages us to focus on small, manageable improvements that, over time, lead to significant growth. Practical tip: pick one small habit to focus on daily. Maybe it's reading for 5 minutes or drinking more water. Over time, these small efforts compound, leading to big results. 6. Remember your mortality. Memento mori. The Stoic concept of memento mori encourages us to remember that life is finite. While this may sound somber, it's actually a powerful reminder to make the most of our time. Knowing our days are limited can help us prioritize what truly matters and let go of trivial worries. Practical tips: start each day by reflecting on one thing you're grateful for and one thing you'd like to accomplish. This keeps you focused on what's truly important. 7. Avoid overthinking. Occam's razor. Occam's razor is the idea that the simplest solution is often the correct one. When we're faced with complex decisions, we can get lost in overthinking. This principle reminds us that sometimes the answer is simpler than it appears. Practical tip: when you feel overwhelmed by choices or decisions, ask yourself, what's the simplest explanation or choice here? Often, this approach will guide you toward a clearer solution. 8. Practice empathy, Ubuntu philosophy. From African philosophy, Ubuntu is the idea that I am because we are. It emphasizes community, empathy, and the interconnectedness of all people. Practicing Ubuntu helps us see others with compassion, improving our relationships, and making us feel part of something bigger. Practical tip: next time you interact with someone, try to see things from their perspective. Whether it's a friend, a colleague, or even a stranger, practicing empathy strengthens connections and creates a sense of community. 9. Balance work and rest. Taoist balance. Taoist philosophy values the balance of opposites, yin and yang. In our daily lives, this translates to balancing effort with rest and ambition with acceptance. Overworking can lead to burnout, while rest restores us. Taoism encourages us to listen to our natural rhythms. Practical tips: set boundaries for work and rest. Make time for activities that relax you and help you recharge, whether it's a hobby, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. 10. Pursue lifelong learning. Socratic method. Socrates famously said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." This mindset keeps us curious, humble, and always open to learning. Embracing the unknown and questioning what we think we know allows for growth and deeper understanding. Practical tip: dedicate a few minutes each day to learning something new, whether it's reading, listening to a podcast, or exploring a new perspective. This habit keeps the mind sharp and opens new possibilities. By bringing philosophy into our everyday lives, we gain tools to handle challenges with calm, make better decisions, and find meaning in our daily routines. Philosophy isn't just for scholars, it's a roadmap for anyone looking to live with more purpose and inner peace. Embrace these principles, and you may find that life becomes not only easier to navigate but also more fulfilling.